Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bake with Baker Bee. Halloween is around the corner. Do you want to make a cake to impress your friends and family? Here I have a very simple recipe for you. This is my Halloween pattern Swiss roll. It is a vanilla Swiss roll filled with delicious whipped cream. I just keep it very simple, but I'm sure if you make it for your friends and family on Halloween, they will be amazed. So let's get started.
Step number 1. Prepare the pan. Here I'm using a square pan which is 28 cm by 28 cm. And let me introduce you my Halloween pattern. Ta-da! It is cute, isn't it? I'm excited to see it on the cake. Spray some baking spray onto the pan. Place the pattern in the middle and then line the pans with a sheet of parchment paper. If you want to learn how to line different sizes and shapes of baking pans without a mess, click the link in the description box after watching this. Step number 2. Prepare the pattern batter. Pattern batter is a cake batter just for the pattern only. Once it is made, you can color it according to the pattern or picture that you are making. For this Halloween pattern batter, you will need 50 grams of softened unsalted butter and 30 grams of sifted icing sugar. Sieving the icing sugar can get rid of the lumps so that it will be easier to mix it with the butter. Beat them with the mixer at medium speed until they are well combined. The texture should be light and fluffy. Just like this. Once we are done creaming the butter and sugar, add the egg whites and continue to beat them for about 1 to 2 minutes. Don't forget to stop the mixer in between to scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl to make sure every bit of the mixture is well mixed. Now it's been 2 minutes. Next, sieve in 50 grams of all-purpose flour into the mixture and beat it until it becomes a smooth batter. Alright, the batter is done. Now, it doesn't look anything like Halloween, does it? How about turning it into black? Here I'm using a natural black food coloring which is made from charcoal powder and is perfect for sweet and savory food. If you don't have this, you can add a few drops of black gel food coloring instead. At this step, I prefer to mix it with a spatula as the powder is very fine. Now, I think the Halloween themed batter is ready. All I need to do is pour it into a piping bag. Then I can start piping the pattern. Step number 3. Pipe the pattern. To avoid the pattern getting stuck onto the parchment paper after the cake has been baked, we need to spray some baking spray onto it, or you can use a pastry brush to brush some oil, then gently wipe out the excess using kitchen paper. Cut a tiny hole at the top of the piping bag. Now you can start piping the pattern until it is done.
I can't remember where we headed that night. We were cruising around town in Memphis, running the lights. I just know how it felt. I won't forget that. Windows down and open top. But we were clever not to take it too far, though it's hard not getting tempted. Calling you up to see how you've been.
I just really love piping. It is very therapeutic and satisfying. Love it. Let me know in the comments below if you love piping too. Look at it. I'm sure you can feel a little bit of a Halloween vibe now. Then we need to put the whole tray in the freezer to let the pattern go firm before we pour our Swiss roll cake batter onto it. Step number 4. Prepare the Swiss roll batter. Here I have 5 eggs and they are all at room temperature. The first main step here is to separate them very carefully because we don't want any yolks to drop into the whites. Then set the whites aside. First, add 35 grams of caster sugar into the yolks. Beat them with the mixer at medium speed for around 3 minutes. What I'm trying to do is to incorporate as much air as I can into the batter. It will become lighter in color and almost double in volume. Now add the milk, vegetable oil, and vanilla extract. Try to use the high-quality vanilla extract. Don't use the artificial one. It may affect the taste of the Swiss roll. Continue to beat them until they are all well mixed. Then sieve in the flour and the salt. Continue to mix them until it becomes a smooth batter. To continue the Halloween vibe, I'm going to color the batter into orange. Here I'm adding the orange gel food coloring. Try to add food coloring little by little until you are happy with the color.
I can't remember where we headed that night. We were cruising around town in Memphis, running the lights. I just know how it felt at home. Forget that windows down and open top. But we were clever not to take it too far, though it's hard not getting tempted. Calling you up to see how you've been.
Now I'm very happy with how it turns out. Just use a spatula to do the final mix, then the first half of the Swiss roll batter is done. Before we start the next step, let's preheat the oven at 165 degrees Celsius first, because once the Swiss roll batter is done, we need to bake it straight away. Now for the egg whites, adding a few drops of lemon juice can help to stabilize them, or any acid like vinegar or cream of tartar also can do the job well. Whisk them at medium speed until it starts foamy on the surface. As you can see, a layer of foam has been formed. We now can add the 30 grams of caster sugar in 3 stages. Add around 1/3 at a time and let the sugar dissolve before adding the next.
Without cares and worn out clothes, doesn't seem so long ago. Now I'm just sitting here bored at home.
Once all the sugar is added, turn on the mixer at medium-high speed and continue to whisk the egg whites until stiff peak form.
But how to know if it reaches the stiff peak form? Let Baker Bee tell you.
The surface of the egg whites will gradually show the ripple pattern and they will turn glossy. Now you can stop the mixer and test it. Use the whisk as a tool and pull out the egg whites. As you can see, there is a peak at the top, but not quite firm yet. That means we are really close. Just keep whisking it for 30 seconds or so. Now test it again. Ta-da! There is a firm peak. Well done! Yeah! Both parts are done. Whisk a bit of meringue into the batter to loosen it first. Then scoop in 1/3 of the meringue at a time. Whisk it very gently until you can't see any white blobs before scooping the next portion. By doing this, you should end up with a light and airy Swiss roll batter. Just like this. Use a spatula to scrape around the sides and the bottom of the bowl to make sure everything is well mixed. Now take the frozen pattern out from the freezer. Remove the template. Pour in the airy cake batter. Then use an offset spatula to smooth out the surface. This is such a useful tool. If I can only have one baking tool, there aren't any other choices. It should be this, an offset spatula. Then drop the pans against the surface a few times to get rid of the big air bubbles trapped inside the batter. Bake it in a preheated oven at 165 degrees for about 10 to 11 minutes, or insert a skewer in the center and it comes out clean. Once the cake is done, take it out from the oven immediately to avoid overbaking. Remove the cake from the pan when you can handle it by hand and peel off the parchment paper on the sides. Place a sheet of parchment paper on top and flip it over. Peel off the baked parchment paper immediately. Wow, it is exactly what I want. Yay! Place a sheet of parchment paper and a tea towel on top of the pattern side, then flip the cake over again. Start rolling the cake with the parchment paper and the tea towel together. The tea towel here can keep the cake moist and soft. Once the cake is rolled, let it cool down completely on a wire rack. Remember to place the seam down. Step number 5. Prepare the filling. I keep it very simple. Just mix some whipped cream. We need to chill the mixing bowl first. It helps whip the cream light and fluffy. Add a pinch of salt in the icing sugar, then mix it a bit. Now let's whip the cream. Get the chill bowl, add in the chilled double cream, vanilla extract, and the icing sugar mixture. Whisk it at medium-high speed until it reaches the stiff peak form. I'm sure you know what you are looking for, right? Once it is done, cover it and pop it back to the fridge until it is needed. Step number 6. Assemble the cake. Carefully unroll the cooled cake and peel off the parchment paper inside. Now you have a slightly curled cake and it isn't very appealing. But soon, we will turn it into a beautiful roll cake and full of Halloween vibe. Spread the whipped cream in an even layer over the cake. Try to fill more in the center of the roll so that we will have a full and round roll cake. Using the parchment paper to help to roll the cake back. And wrap it with the parchment paper and the tea towel. Place the filled roll cake in the fridge to set for an hour. Step number 7. Serve the cake. Take the cake out from the fridge and unroll it. Use a sharp knife to slide the both ends to make it look neat. Don't throw these 2 slices away, they are the most delicious and have the most whipped cream. I chose a black serving plate to enhance the theme. We eat with eyes first. It is seriously good.
I hope you enjoyed this video and will give this recipe a try. Let me know if you have any questions and leave them in the comments box below. I will try my best to answer them. Or you can tag me on Instagram to show me your creations. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share it with everyone. And also please hit the subscribe button and the bell if you want to see more fun and delicious recipes. Alright, happy Halloween and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!
Found a photograph of us without cares and worn out clothes. Doesn't seem so long ago. Now I'm just sitting here